Hello, welcome back to Andrew Sports Mayhem. This is Andrew. Today I will be talking about my opinions on the new XFL and on the changes that the MLB might do for their playoff situation. First, I want to talk about the XFL. I think I watched 1.5 games this weekend. I watched the St. Louis Battlehawks play the Dallas Renegades. I liked how they changed the kickoff. So for the kickoff, if you didn't watch, the kicking team would have their kicker on the 30 and some people on the 35 of the other side, and then the receiving team would have some players on the would have 10 players on the 30 and return man. And once the return man caught it, those people were allowed to block each other so that the defenders were trying to get the return man. It's to avoid concussions. I think it was actually a pretty cool idea. So if you want to watch an XFL game, you should look to see that. And the DC Defenders won a big game against the Seattle Dragons, 31-19. Houston Renegades quarterback threw for 4 touchdowns. The New York Guardians destroyed the Tampa Bay Vipers. I watched the end of that game, and the Vipers do not look like they're going to be that good. But I'll get to my power rankings, and I'll start with the bottom, and I'll give you a reason why the Vipers aren't the worst team in the league, even though they got destroyed. So I have, at the number 8 spot, there's 8 teams in the league. I have the Los Angeles Wildcats. I didn't watch any of their game, but I knew the Vipers were bad, but the Wildcats just fired their defensive coordinator, and their captain's a free agent, he tweeted out. So I have them as the number 8 team in my power rankings. Next in my power rankings, I have the Tampa Bay Vipers because they can't play defense and they can't play offense. That was a horrible scene to see. But I think maybe if they pick one quarterback, because they were switching quarterbacks all game, if they have one quarterback, maybe they'll be a more competitive team. Next at number 6, we have the New York Guardians. They had a really good game, but it's just all the other teams were doing pretty well too. So, and it's week 1, and we have no film on these teams, so I don't know how to rank teams right away. So the New York Guardians will be our number 6 team. Next, the Seattle Dragons. They lost, and the New York Guardians won. But the Seattle Dragons, in my opinion, played a better team, as where the New York Guardians played the Tampa Bay Vipers, who, in my opinion, are a really bad team. So at number 4, we have the Dallas Renegades. They also lost, but their quarterback, Landry Jones, was injured, and he did not play. So they had their backup in, who was missing some throws. And Landry Jones will probably be able to make those throws. Then 3, the next teams that I have are undefeated teams. So for number 3, we have the Houston Roughnecks. They're really good, but also they played the Los Angeles Wildcats, who fired their coach, and that's why I don't have them higher up on my list. And there's only 8 teams, so it's really hard to get higher on the list. Next, we have the St. Louis Battlehawks. They didn't score a lot of points, but I watched this game. I like their quarterback. I think he will have a future, maybe in the NFL. He's right out of Ole Miss. And number 1, your DC Defenders. The DC Defenders, my favorite team. They played a good game this weekend. They beat, in my power rankings, they beat the 5th best team. They won the score of 31-19, and Cardell Jones is our quarterback. And so now I'm going to talk about my predictions for this week. This week, the DC Defenders are playing the New York Guardians. That is the first game. That game is at 2 o'clock. I think the DC Defenders will win. The second game is at 5 o'clock. The Tampa Bay Vipers at the Seattle Dragons. In my opinion, the Seattle Dragons will win that game. And then next, we have the Dallas Renegades at the LA Wildcats. I think the Dallas Renegades, with Landry Jones, will be able to pull out this win. And then next, we have a good game. St. Louis Battlehawks versus Houston Roughnecks. This is going to be a good game, but I think St. Louis is going to pull it out in a close one. To wrap up our XFL segment, I would like to say I really want to go to a DC Defenders game this year, and I think I'm going to be able to make that happen, and maybe I'll have some pictures for my next XFL video if I go to a game. The next thing I want to talk about is how the MLB is thinking about making playoff rule changes and adding in 2 more wildcard teams. Right now there is 5 teams on each side. They want to expand that to 7. So in the American League this year, you would have had the Astros, the Yankees, the Twins, and the A's and the Rays. But if you had the new rule, you would have added in the Indians and the Red Sox. And in the National League, you have the Dodgers, the Braves, the Cardinals, the Nationals, the Brewers, and then you would add in the Mets and the Diamondbacks. The rule change is that the first team gets a bye, and then the second and third team get to choose from the 3 bottom wildcard teams, and then the remaining team plays the fourth team, the best wildcard. That's how that would work. I think that will be interesting to see, but the part I don't like about it is that they get to choose who they play. I think that's it's not like they're doing that for TV. They just want to have a TV show because it even says they're going to have a TV live thing of it. So just take away the choices and add 7 teams and I'll be fine with it. Now I want to get to the Bona Beat. The St. Bonaventure Bonnies, my favorite team, are playing Davidson this Friday on one of the ESPN channels. And Oshun Oshunier, our best player, in my opinion, is going to have a good game. And the Bonnies, if we don't have a really strong rest of our schedule, so if we can win out, and we might be able to take it to Brooklyn, and maybe we'll have a chance of beating Dayton. Dayton's really good, and they're in our conference, so hopefully we'll be able to beat them. The Bonnies, and my prediction for the game against Davidson is going to be an 82-73 win. And thank you for listening to Andrew Sports and Mayhem. Please subscribe. Leave a like. Hope you had fun. Bye.